First tonight on Our News Weekend, a major public health scare on Friday at the Lynden Pinling International Airport, where officials were investigating 2 suspected Ebola cases linked to an inbound flight from London. The Ministry of Health following a press conference Friday evening. We have the latest from that press conference coming up. Plus, a man is dead following a fatal shooting in the capital overnight. We have details from the scene coming up. And later, the speech from the throne this week outlining new housing initiatives aimed at improving affordability for Bahamians. But with prices still rising, many young people are struggling to enter the market. Our Chanasa out and spoke with a real estate agent on the issue. Our News Weekend starts right now. This is Our News Weekend. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. Well, fear, confusion, and hours of waiting for answers. The country was on edge Friday night after reports surfaced that passengers on a British Airways flight from London had passengers who recently traveled through Africa on board, sparking public fears of a possible Ebola threat entering the Bahamas. As rumors spread rapidly across social media, health officials rushed to contain the situation, activating emergency health protocols at the Lynden Pinling International Airport. Our Chanasa Auden was there.
The Ministry of Health's highly anticipated press briefing was scheduled for 6:30 Friday evening. But as the media anxiously waited for answers, the update did not begin until more than 2 hours later. By that time, social media was already filled with speculation of a possible Ebola case in the country. Health officials confirmed that concerns were raised after a British Airways flight arrived at LPIA with 2 passengers who had recent travel history to the Democratic Republic of Congo and Ethiopia. Senior Medical Officer Dr. Jillian Bartlett said the Bahamas was alerted through international health partners even before the flight touched down.
Gotten this information through our Interpol partners that there were 2 passengers on board the flight that were traveling from Africa. So the Bahamas was then alerted to these 2 passengers.
Out of the 218 passengers and crew members on board, 2 individuals were flagged after presenting with low-grade fevers of 101.5 and 99 degrees. The passengers were immediately taken into isolation inside a special isolation unit at LPIA, while health officials began enhanced surveillance and contact tracing of those seated near them. Head of Infectious Diseases Dr. Nakia Forbes said the response was swift, calculated, and followed international health guidelines.
We did have the opportunity to do our enhanced surveillance measures with the surveillance unit. We took additional information from those travelers. We screened them. Other than fever, they have no other additional symptoms at this time. And so we have also followed the international guidelines that should be applied in situations like this.
Bartlett also revealing what officials know about the passengers.
They are pilots by profession and they did cargo flights, so they were not in direct contact with anybody. They would have been in the DRC or the Dominican Republic of Congo, but they were in a very, what we call an area that do not have having active cases of what you just referenced to be Ebola. So they would have just gone direct, dropped their cargo and back. So they had no contact with anybody.
While health officials are urging calm, they said that all necessary precautions remain in place as they continue to monitor the situation closely.
Monitoring the situation closely. These travelers that do have fever, we will see how they are doing in the ensuing few days. And we will activate and do any testing that is needed.
Officials ended the briefing urging the public to remain calm, stressing that while the situation is serious, the risk to the general public remains low.
The risk to the public is low. We have 2 passengers with fever and a travel history that we have flagged. Out of an overabundance of caution, we have operationalized our port surveillance and health protocols. They are in isolation and they have tested positive for no infectious disease at this time.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Chanasa Outen.
All right, thanks for that detailed report, Chanasa. Well, the country recording a murder overnight in the capital after what is believed to have been a meetup to purchase a cell phone, which ended in deadly gunfire, leaving a 20-year-old man dead. Police alerted the media to the incident shortly after 8 last night, and according to preliminary reports, shortly before 7:45, ShotSpotter technology detected gunshots in the vicinity of a public school on Collins Avenue. Around the same time, officers also received an anonymous call reporting that a male had been shot shot. On the school grounds, police said in a press release issued today that the victim had gone to a soccer field adjacent to the school to purchase a cell phone that had been advertised online. Investigators say while at the location, the young man was approached by an unknown gunman who opened fire, shooting him multiple times. Police say the victim attempted to escape by jumping over a wall before collapsing on the school property. On the scene last night, Superintendent Leonard Ramsey of the Police Public Affairs Division provided reporters with preliminary details.
Our police control room received a report via its shot spotter technology of gunshots emanating from the Collins Avenue area on the property of a public school. Our officers on routine patrol responded here to this location, where they located a male wearing a light blue jeans and a black shirt suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wound to his upper body. At this time, our detectives are in the preliminary of this investigation. They are doing their due diligence to identify what may have transpired here. At this time, we are sending a clarion call to persons who may be passing this area or reside in this area to provide us with any details to bring this matter to close.
Investigators say the perpetrator fled the area in a blue Suzuki Swift, traveling north along Collins Avenue. One resident who asked to remain anonymous told our news what he heard.
It was some gunshots, loud. I heard them clear. And as soon as I heard them, me and my family came outside. And when we came outside, we saw people running and scattering, a vehicle speeding off, and a dead body was in the schoolyard. At least 6 or 7, easy.
Well, police are warning the public about several fraudulent online platforms falsely claiming to be official government websites used for processing traffic citation payments and other related services. Authorities say the fake websites are designed to mislead users into providing personal and financial information. Police are urging members of the public to not access, engage with, or submit any information to these platforms or individuals claiming to represent them. Officials are also encouraging residents to remain vigilant when conducting online transactions and to always verify any of the government-related websites before making payments or sharing sensitive details. Well, a 28-year-old trainee customs officer has been jailed for 4 years after pleading guilty to multiple firearms offenses. Renaji Roll was arrested along with 23-year-old Trinity Heiler on May 20th after police officers executed a search warrant on his Kennedy subdivision home. The officers seized an AK-47 rifle, an Austria Glock 22.40 pistol with an auto serre, 20 rounds of 7.62 ammunition, 14 rounds of .40 ammunition, and a 9mm magazines, and 4 rounds of 9mm ammunition. Roll pleaded guilty at his arraignment before Acting Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans. Heiler, who's also a trainee customs officer, pleaded not guilty, and her bail was set at $8,000. She returns to court on May 26 for a status hearing. When our news comes back from the break, the speech from the throne this week outlining new housing initiatives aimed at improving affordability for Bahamians, but prices still rising. Many young people are struggling to enter the market. Our Tanasa Ouden spoke with a real estate agent on the issue, and later, after more than 3 decades in entertainment, Bahamian DJ Mario Major is now facing one of his toughest battles yet as he undergoes treatment for kidney disease. That's all coming up when our News Weekend returns.
Calling all nation builders, civic and religious leaders, Bahamians young and old, it's Pentecost time again. A time where we as believers pause to commemorate the descent of the Holy Spirit as described in Acts chapter 2 verse 1. Bishop Dr. Woodley C. Thompson, National Bishop of the Church of God of Prophecy, invites you to an ecumenical prayer service followed by a gospel concert at 4 p.m. Sunday, May 24th at the East Street Tabernacle. The theme for this grand celebration, Heal Our Land. It's going to be a time of rejoicing, a time of prayer, a time of fellowship and powerful worship. Let's unite, let's spread the word, and let us participate in this all-white service celebrating Pentecost. See you at 4 p.m. on Sunday, May 24th at the Church of God of Prophecy, East Street Tabernacle.
Welcome to Paradise Games, where exceptional service meets the ultimate gaming experience. Our dedicated team is here to make every visit a win.
Now this is paradise.
This is more than just a place to play.
Now this is paradise.
It's where excitement meets world-class service.
Now this is paradise.
Now this is paradise.
Come experience it for yourself. Now this is paradise.
Wendy's and Coca-Cola want to take you and your bestie to New Orleans. July 3rd through 5th is Essence Fest, and you could be traveling VIP style. All you gotta do is upgrade any premium lunch combo 1 through 12 or a salad to a large, like a spicy number 6, add cheese and bacon, or my personal favorite, tendies. Nola! We coming back?
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
The government's speech from the throne outlined a number of initiatives aimed at making housing more accessible for Bahamians, from affordable homes and rent-to-own programs to stronger rental regulations. But as real estate prices continue to climb, many young Bahamians find it difficult to break into the market. Well, our Chinasa Alden spoke with a real estate agent on the topic.
For many young Bahamians, the dream of home ownership continues to feel out of reach. However, the speech from the throne highlighted that the re-elected government plans to combat this issue with continued efforts into their rent-to-own and affordable housing initiatives. Real estate agent Aaron Davis says high living costs, tough banking requirements, and a rapidly inflating housing market are creating major obstacles for first-time buyers.
Saving up for a deposit or necessarily being able to afford a home or even the down payment and then closing costs isn't really in the actual realm for Bahamian.
Davis says many young people still face the same hurdles when trying to secure financing.
So I just did a market report, and the average sale price in Nassau, or median actually, is around $400,000. To afford somewhere around $400,000, you have to be paying comfortably between, I'd say, $1,500 and $1,700. Don't quote me on that. And I believe mortgage a month. So if you look at average salaries, the average person, especially along with regular everyday expenses, can't afford that.
And he believes the government's affordable housing initiative could help create an entry point for young Bahamians.
So if you're pushing homes that are either at cost or, essentially just enough to cover the whatever basis, somewhere around $200,000 to $250,000, this gives young people a step back into the market.
The speech from the throne also promised a national rental property registration system, enforceable living standards, and a residential tenancy authority to inspect and regulate rental properties across the country. As a landlord himself, Davis says that the move is long overdue, pointing to soaring rental costs and poor living conditions in many units across Nassau.
The average two-bedroom right now is probably around or somewhere around $2,500, right? And the average Bahamian necessarily can't afford that. And even when you're looking at some of these rentals around $2,500 or even $1,800, where you find some one-bedrooms, these aren't, the quality of them are very poor, right?
And now, while these government initiatives may not solve every problem overnight, it could provide a critical start to home ownership and quality rental housing to the everyday Bahamian. Reporting for Our News, I'm Chinasa Alden.
All right, thanks so much for that, Chinasa. Well, U.S. Ambassador Herschel Walker assuring Bahamian students that access to educational opportunities in America remains open, despite growing concerns about U.S. immigration policies under the Trump administration. His response comes amid questions and concerns about how U.S. immigration policies could impact international travel. According to the U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas, Education USA provides free guidance on applying to accredited U.S. institutions, including help with visas, testing, and financial aid options. Walker says many Bahamians, or people rather, have misunderstood the Trump administration's position, but he insists the U.S. is still committed to supporting Bahamian students.
people see what's happening in Trump administration and they just assume things are difficult, but it's really not. Things are very simple. You know, one of the first agenda that President Trump said is keeping America safe. And, you know, people think when I came to the Bahamas, I'm just looking to keep America safe. But if I keep America safe, I got to keep the Bahamians safe as well. Right. So this goes together. And, you know, and coming to, that's the reason we got a new embassy. And that's the reason we have Education USA.
The embassy says students seeking F1 visas can still apply directly through the Nassau Embassy, which continues to process non-immigrant visas for qualified applicants. Walker says the goal is not just to open doors, but to help students better understand the process.
People just assume that countries are open up. They're not. Come and and find the reason how we can make it easier for you to come to the U.S. And that's the reason I think working with BTVI, because, you know, they've given us a platform with Education USA that we can help people. And I think that's what you want to do. We want to give you a helping hand.
We get you caught up on pro baseball, and the girls hit the pitch for the National High School Soccer Tournament. Our sports weekend is up next.
John, I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The TDC is building businesses with intention through the Bahamas Venture Pitch Competition.
Because a huge part of this competition is also looking at what your ideas are in terms of the vision, the problems that you're solving, the solutions that you have, and of course, how economically viable those things are. Because having a dream is one thing, but really putting the strategy around how you're going to bring that to fruition is also as important.
The Bahama Venture Pitch Competition proves that investing in Bahamians is investing in the Bahamas.
Too many suffer in silence, but silence only protects the abuser. Your feelings are real. Your safety matters. It's time to break the silence. If someone is hurting you, speak up. We will listen. We will help. I am Police Constable 4286 Sinead Douglas of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. Let us build safer communities together.
This is the ride on the weekend with my grandma to this place, Burger King Nassau, where grandma enjoyed her favorite flame grilled Whopper with fresh veggies, flame grilled beef just the way she likes it. And then I enjoyed my cheeseburger kids meal with a special treat.
And now, all grown up, I get to enjoy Burger King with these people, my friends, enjoying the same classic flame grilled Whopper. Let's just say, we know flame grilled tastes better.
Good evening, it's another Saturday night, and I'm Tej Adderley here with our Sports Weekend. Friday night was a busy one for Bahamians in pro baseball. Here's what they got up to. Jazzism had a strong showing, going 2 for 4 with a triple and an RBI, but his New York Yankees did not have his back. They lost 4-2 to their division rivals, the Tampa Bay Rays. Coach Anton Richardson and his Atlanta Braves won another extra innings thriller. They beat the Washington Nationals 5-4 in the 11th inning thanks to a dramatic walk-off single from Chadwick Trump, who drove in the game-winning run. And down in the minors, BJ Murray continued his outstanding season with the AAA Iowa Cubs. He drove in all of his team's 4 runs in a 4 RBI night, and he went 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Unfortunately, that was all his team got. They lost 8-4 to the Rochester Red Wings. And back here at home, elite high school girls teams took to the pitch for our country's biggest tournament. They took to the pitch yesterday at the Roscoe A. Davies Field for the Sam Haven High School National Championships. The first matchup of the night saw the C.R. Walker Knights taking on the St. Andrews Hurricanes, with St. Andrews gutting out a 2-1 win over the Knights. In the second matchup of the night, the Queens College Comets dominated the Doris Johnson Mystic Marlins 4-0 to coast to a win. And the Grand Bahamas semifinals wrapped up today. The finals are happening right now, so if you're up there and you want to check it out, you can. The tournament will continue into next week. We are all done with sports for Saturday night for our Sports Weekend. I'm Tej Adderley. We'll do this again tomorrow night.
All right, thanks, Tej. On the other side of this break, the Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association presenting an $8,000 donation to the Cancer Society of the Bahamas after this year's Dragon Boat races. Stay with us.
When I wake up in the morning and I take a walk outside, I see the sunshine, I see a new day, and that feeling puts a smile right on my face. I know just what to do. Go to the paint place. So if you wanna paint it right the first time, go to the paint place. Stop at the paint place. And if you want it to last a lifetime, go to the paint place. Stop at the paint place.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set them all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set them all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Every year, car theft in the Bahamas rises. Thieves are getting smarter and faster. Is your car a target? Compact vehicles are at risk. Don't become a victim. Simple steps can make all the difference. Lock your car. Invest in anti-theft devices. Park smart. Protect yourself. Stay alert. I am PC 4392, Trayshawn Ferguson. Stay vigilant. Report suspicious activity. And let's create safer communities together. Learn more by visiting theroyalbahamaspoliceforce.org.
This is Our News. Welcome back, everyone, to your Saturday evening weather forecast. Currently outside our studios, partly cloudy skies, temperature 83. Feels like still on the warm side at 88. Winds from the east at 14 miles per hour. Across the northwest Bahamas, those 83s dominating across Freeport, Alistown, Nicholstown, the capital, and Great Harbor Key, 82 in Marsh Harbor, 81 in Governor's Harpy, Luther. Central Bahamas continuing with the 83 streak, Kemps Bay, Arthurstown, Georgetown, Deadwinski, Port Nelson as well. Pair of 82s in Black Point and Coburn Towns in Salvador. Southeast Bahamas, once again, 82s in Duncantown as well as Abrahams Bay, Miaguano, 83s across the Lexville Bay, Matthewtown, and Providenciales, Turks and Caicos, 84 in Colonel Hill, Crooked Island. Satellite and radar composite at this time, high pressure dominating weather conditions across our area. A few streamers, as we would call it. These can be some pop-up showers on and off, but not much to talk about. Talking about shower activity, but now we're switching to the boating forecast where those winds can create some showers and those seas can be higher in those showers. Winds east to southeast 15 to 20 knots, small craft caution in place for your boaters. There is a risk of rip currents for your swimmers. Seas 4 to 7 feet, low tide at 8:49 p.m. tonight, high tide at 2:58 a.m. tomorrow morning. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In your extended forecast on Sunday, again, expect high pressure to dominate. There is a chance of a few streaming showers across our area through midweek, all courtesy of that dominant high pressure system. High pressure weakening by Thursday as we have a mid to upper level system that will increase rain chances midweek through the end of next week. That puts a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, fun weekend, everyone.
All right, thanks so much, Ian. While a popular entertainer's struggle with diabetes has now progressed to a more severe condition, as our Daniel Miller tells us, over the last 2 years, he's been spending his days getting treatment and even recently underwent a significant procedure.
First entering the local entertainment scene in 1992, Mario Major, better known as Super Mario, is regarded as one of the most prominent disc jockeys in the country, having performed on major stages, at corporate events in the Bahamas, and as the owner of Super Mario Entertainment. However, everything has come to a standstill due to his deteriorating health. During a telephone conversation, he recalled that in 2024, he faced urinary issues. After seeking medical attention, he was diagnosed with kidney failure.
So I was near renal failure. So my kidneys were only at about a 30% functionality, and they were declining. I guess over time with the previous or prior ailment of diabetes, it contributes to that.
The news promptly altered the DJ's schedule. Extended evenings at events transformed into early mornings at dialysis. Travel itineraries were no longer planned for pleasure, but for medical treatment. He found himself confined to hospital beds and wheelchairs, losing one of his legs along the way. Mario states that he was overwhelmed by depression.
The world is going to spin without me. What am I going to do? How am I going to continue to take care of my family?
However, he discovered that he was not alone. His family was there to support him, making many sacrifices, including his mother-in-law, who donated one of her kidneys.
If it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would be. So just imagine her mother and her husband on the table at the same time.
While expressing his gratitude to his family, he also acknowledged the outpouring of love from the community.
People have been calling, people have been messaging, people have been donating.
In aid of his medical expenses, Mario is hosting an event on June 13th called Stronger Than Before, which features several local DJs and entertainers. For more information, follow his social media pages. Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
All right, thanks so much for that story, Danielle. Well, the Cancer Society of the Bahamas getting much needed assistance in the fight against cancer. The Bahamas Chinese Dragon Boat Association donating $8,000 to the non-profit organization on Friday. The association has had dragon boat races for 5 years, and with the Cancer Society declared that the winners of this year's race, they say it's important to give back to help the organization that served the community for over half a century. Here's President Dr. Christine Chin.
This year's flower ceremony was one of the most moving moments we've experienced. As we laid flowers on the water, we honored those who have survived cancer, those still battling it, and those we have lost to the disease. The silence, the reflections, the tears, it was a reminder of why we paddle. We paddled to celebrate life, we paddled to remember, and we paddled to stand beside those still standing.
All right, according to Cancer Society President Rochelle Wilkinson, the funds will help them continue to serve the community.
Contributions like yours make a meaningful difference and bring hope to so many. These proceeds will be directed to our expansion project, which we are happy to say is finally underway. As you can see, the process of clearing the land for construction has begun, and groundbreaking will follow shortly, so stay tuned. As you can imagine, a $5 million project is no small feat and requires as much public support as possible. So this donation and the timing of it cannot be understated.
All right, such a great effort. And with that, we thank you so much for joining us for our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Natalia Hall-Thomas. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.